Nigeria, good evening world, good evening to you wherever you're listening to or watching me from. Welcome to another wonderful and insightful episode of The Recap, right here on the number one station that gives you a voice of the people, 90.3 FM. Now you have a voice, and as always, today we're here to make sure that your voice is heard by by everyone in Nigeria and of course all across the world. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm your host on The Recap today, as always, and of course we have quite a number of topics to discuss. These issues that made major headlines during the week, and of course I'm never alone. With me to do the analysis today I have Mr. Peter Anosike. He is a development economist, acclaimed author, as well as a political and social affairs analyst. He's the author of the best-selling book, the best-selling author of the book Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money. Now, this book was rated as the best development books by the Wall Street Journal, and here in Nigeria it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium Scale Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria. Quite a repertory, if you ask me. Anyway, it's time for us to delve headlong into today's program. But first of all, let's take an introduction of the topics that we'll be discussing today, most of which made major headlines during the week. Starting from topic 1. Federal government targets 6,000 megawatts of electricity by the end of 2024. That's good. God will help us. Well, the Minister of Power has said the federal government plans to increase power generation from 4,000 megawatts to 6,000 megawatts. I said this in Abuja on Monday when members of the Senate Committee on Power visited the ministry. Topic 2, we'll be looking at 72,000 doctors dump Nigeria for greener pastures. This is according to the nation's medical council. They're saying, look, over 72,000 doctors have left Nigeria so far, and they're going, where they would have, or where they feel they would have greener pastures. And honestly, if you think this doesn't concern you, it does, because when you go to hospital and there's a shortage of doctors, you literally can't even get doctors to attend to you, then you know that this concerns you so much more than you think. And on topic 3, we were looking at IGP Egwuatu withdraws policemen from Kano agency for investigating Ganduje. We'll also be looking at the National Security Advisor to the President, that's Nuhu Ribadu, saying terrorism-related deaths dropped from 2,600 to 200. He also said an AK-47, the price of an AK-47 reduced from the price of an AK-47 rather increased from 500,000 naira to 5 million naira. Wow. Okay, finally, we'll be looking at Nigeria's economy, once the biggest in Africa, slips to 4th place. Now, this is according to a recent forecast by the International Monetary Fund, IMF. They're saying, look, Nigeria's GDP used to be at $253 billion based on Africa's most industrialized nation, which is South Africa, and it will now remain the continent's largest economy until Egypt reclaims the mantle in 2027. Where is Nigeria in the grand scheme of things? Anyway, all this and more we'll discuss right here on The Recap. The program will be taking place from now up until 6 p.m. So fasten your seatbelt. It's about to be an educating and insightful ride right here on The Recap. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, not to worry, you haven't missed a thing. The recap has just begun. Like I said, fasten your seatbelt. It is about to be the ride of a lifetime. Guess what? You can watch us live on YouTube at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Head on over to YouTube right now and type into your search bar Voice of the People 90.3 FM or just VOP 903 FM, and you can get to see what's happening in the studios live. In case you want to see my face, or you want to put a face to the voice, or you want to put a face to the name, yes, head on over to YouTube right now. Guess what? I'm also live on Instagram. So yes, you can find me on Instagram at _ the radio girl. I'm streaming live right now. So is it not plenty? It's plenty. Anyway, it's not about me today. It's about you. It's about giving you a voice. It's about making sure that your voice is heard among the myriad of things that's happening in this country. Like I said, The Recap is a program where we discuss issues that made a major major headlines during the week. And again, with me here to do the analysis today, I have, as usual, Mr. Peter Anosike. He's a development economist and acclaimed author. He's the best-selling author of the book Dangote's The 10 Commandments on Money. Now, if you've not read that book, what are you waiting for? Grab your copy now, because it's really, really insightful. Now, in case you didn't know it, Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money by Peter Anosike was awarded, right, by the Wall Street Journal. It was deemed as one of the best development books in the world. Here in Nigeria, it was also adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs. That's, if you want to go into business for yourself, it is recommended that you read end to end, cover to cover, that you get yourself a copy of Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money. So business people out there, make sure you do yourself that good service by getting that book and looking into it. Now, the Small and Medium Scale Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria took the book as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs right here in Nigeria. Now, SMEDAN is a federal government agency in charge of small and medium scale enterprises in the country. And that's who I have with me today to do the analysis. Mr. Anosike, welcome to the program and happy weekend.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure. Let's dive into the topics that we want to discuss today. Is quite a bit. 5 topics, 2 hours. Let's see what we can make of it. All right, first up, let's look at the federal government targeting 6,000 megawatts of electricity by the end of 2024. The Minister of Power is saying, okay, we plan to increase our power generation. We are currently at 4,000 megawatts. We want to increase it to 6,000 megawatts. This was after the Senate Committee on Power visited the ministry. Now, the minister said the federal government plans to achieve this feat by using hydro and solar plants to increase support. He said it is unfortunate that the highest electricity currently generated is only 5,800 megawatts. He said the infrastructure is lying there without adequate maintenance. The turbines are getting rust. With proper investment in place, we can generate 6,000 megawatts before the end of 2024. My question to you, Mr. Anosike, is this. It's saying the infrastructure is lying there. There isn't adequate maintenance. Turbines are getting rust. And there's just so much that the government ought to do in that to make sure that we have electricity more available to the people. And he's saying with proper investment, right? That's Mr. of Power now saying with proper investment, Nigeria can generate 6,000 megawatts of electricity before the end of 2024. Who are supposed to make this investment?
Well,
if not the federal government?
The word "fit" that you use is very, very wrong. It's not a fit.
Why so?
It's not a fit, because what this shows is that APC has taken Nigeria more than 20 years backwards.
But if we haven't done it before, is it not a fit? At least it will be our first time of achieving it.
It's no fit, because it is shameful that a country of over 200 million people will be talking of generating 66,000 megawatts. While South Africa is over 50,000 megawatts.
So that is, if I have to calculate how much electricity we actually need in the country, it's 10 times more than what we are currently generating.
So it is shameful. The truth is that Nigeria power supply from the national grid has been revolving from 3,500 to 4,500. Understand? And mind you, under Goodluck Jonathan, we had 4,517
megawatts of electricity.
So this shows you that the 9 years that APC has been in power is a waste.
In terms of electricity?
With regard to electricity and with regard to all other things, has been a waste. Under Jonathan left in 2015 with 4,517. Okay, let me give you a bit rundown of this power of this megawatt thing. When Obasanjo came on board in 1999, he projected 10,000 megawatts. Obasanjo then in 1999 projected 10,000 megawatts of electricity. But in 2007, when he was leaving office, he achieved only 3,000 megawatts. So Yar'Adua succeeded him, And Yaradua felt that 10,000 was an impossibility. He reduced it to 6,000 megawatts. This is 2007. So this 6,000 now they are talking about was what Jonathan Umaru Musa Yaradua projected in 2007. So if you check 2007 till now, how many this in years? So, but Yaradua died in 2009. When he died in 2009, the power generation, he left it at 3,500. That's added 500 to where Obasanjo stopped in 2007. Understand? Then Jonathan came on board and appointed Professor Bat Nnaji as the chairman presidential task force on electricity. Understand? And in 2015, when Jonathan was vacating office, it was 4,517. That's 2015. Buhari came, promised Nigerian that he's going to take it to 10,000. Understand? Somebody that inherited the megawatt as 4,517 in 2015 and promised to take it to 10,000 megawatts. Up to today, we are generating 4,000. So are we going front or going backwards? Mind you, in 2014, when Fashionda was the governor of Lagos State, he said any government that cannot get adequate power supply within 6 months is irresponsible. So, and because of that, they made him the power minister. Because of that statement, that any government that cannot fix power within 6 months is irresponsible. Then, then Fashionda, throughout when he was there up till now, we are still battling between 3,500 and 4,500. Are we going front or back? So the APC years have been years of waste, years of backwardness, years of incompetence. So if I should go by what Fashionda said, that any government that cannot fix power within 6 months is irresponsible. So the 9 years of APC has been 9 years of irresponsibility.
As regards electricity generation for the country.
Going by what Fashionda said. So it is shameful that a country of over 200 million people, that a government will be promising to be generating 6,000 megawatts by 2024. This 6,000 megawatts will not even be enough for Lagos State alone. Understand? Lagos now have above 15 million people. So 6,000 megawatts will not even be enough for the residents of Lagos State. So that's why I say when you use that word "fit," it is shameful that Nigeria is regressing instead of progressing, and they call themselves the progressives. You see it, because in 2015, Jonathan left office with 4,517 megawatts. Understand? So Jonathan inherited it at 3,500 and they shifted it to 4,517. You see it? And that was when our economy was number one, the fastest growing economy in Africa, under Bat Nnaji. But the enemies of Nigeria said that Bat is building a power station, therefore he shouldn't be the minister of power. So,
but if that were true, wouldn't there have been a conflict of interest?
Which Which conflict of interest?
If you have a company and you are given a position to head, if there were contracts, wouldn't he have wanted to award it to himself?
Ben Bruce is the owner of Silverbird, and he was appointed the DG of NTA.
Okay. How much electricity would Nigeria need? How many megawatts of electricity would we need for Nigeria to have at least 20 hours of constant electricity supply every day? I won't mind if there's darkness for 4 hours, but 20 hours.
Between 17,000 to 20,000
at
megawatts.
Least. And what would it take for us to be able to generate that amount of electricity?
Political will and nothing more.
Nothing more.
Political will and nothing more.
What about the infrastructure that he said is just lying there without adequate maintenance?
When you have political will, you will make sure that the infrastructures are maintained. You will make sure that the right thing is done. You will not be cornering public money into private pockets. Political will makes you to develop a ownership spirit. That this thing is also, even though it belongs to government, it's also my own thing, because government is an aggregate of the people. Understand me? So what we need to do that is to develop that political way or the spirit of ownership. When you begin to see government thing as your own thing, it is not a rocket science. So from this energy thing, you can easily see that APC has taken Nigeria 20 years backwards. Because what they are battling now, PDP left that stage more than 9 years ago. This 3,500 megawatts was where Omar Musa Yar'Adua left office in 2009. That's when we achieved the 3,500 megawatts. Understand? So when I say that APC did not come to govern, but just to restore power and not even knowing what to do with it.
When you talk about that in this context of electricity supply, right, you talked about how much the PDP presidents were able to generate in their own time, but even then we didn't have steady electricity supply.
You cannot, because it is not enough. It is not enough. We have the population of Nigeria is big compared with the megawatts that we are using. Understand? So this 6,000 that they are proposing to achieve by the end of 2024 is what Omar Musa Yar'Adua proposed in 2007. 2007, which means what we are doing is 1 step forward, 5 steps backwards. And it is very, very shameful.
Okay, I quite agree that it's a shame that up until now in Nigeria we just don't have steady power supply, and it's been even more painful, Mr. Noske, in recent weeks, because if you sleep inside heat, you just wake up frustrated and asking yourself, why is my life like this? Anyway, let's move on to the second topic. Well, before I do that, let me let you know that at exactly 5 p.m., the phone lines will be open for you to call in. Well, Voice of the People, we definitely want to hear from you. I'm not just here to speak, I definitely want to hear from you as well. So, the second topic is in the area of health. According to the Nigerian Medical Council, that's the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, they're saying 72,000 doctors have dumped Nigeria for greener pastures. Now they're saying this number of doctors left the shores of the country in pursuit of greener pastures abroad, as records show that 58,000 out of 130,000 doctors registered to practice in Nigeria are no longer here. Right, and you wouldn't have to think far to wonder why. But what I want to know is the effect on Nigerians in Nigeria who would need healthcare, who would need medical care. And is it not time for the government to even go as far as declaring a state of emergency on Nigerian healthcare system, because it's not even funny. If you get to a hospital and you don't have so many doctors on duty and you have so many sick people who need to be attended to, what do we do? This is basically, it's like it's a health problem, and you don't want to get to the hospital with your money in hand, but yet you can't see a doctor. What can be done?
Well, I talked about a political way when we were discussing the issue of power. Do you know what President Bola Tinubu said about this? He said, let them go, we'll train other doctors. That was what Tinubu said. Let the doctors go, we'll train other doctors. If they know how much it takes to train one doctor. But as I said, these people did not come to govern. They did not come to govern. Their intention is to embezzle money, get power, and fill their pockets. That is all. That's why a president can say, let the doctors go, we train other ones. Those that they are training will also go. I know of a medical doctor who, so he was practicing in Festac. He sold all his things in Nigeria, go to UK. He is now a gatekeeper at an asylum. A medical doctor practicing in Nigeria. He sold all his things, go to UK. He is now a gatekeeper at an asylum. Understand? Because why? There's no even enabling environment to practice any profession in this country. There's no enabling environment to practice any profession in this country. What do? The only thing is to leave the country and go where you can practice. Because staying here, one, is frustrating. Imagine no nation in the world, and now they are experts, they are professionals to go elsewhere. Understand? But in Nigeria, the president said that they are free to go, and they will train other ones, as if they will enact a law that will now say any doctor that is trained in Nigeria will not go overseas. It doesn't make sense. Once government refuses to create enabling environment for doctors, for engineers, and others to practice, there will keep on being mass exodus of professionals from this country. Lagos State University teaching hospital has to close some wards because of the professionals there are no more there. They have to recall some people who have retired from some departments because of what? Shortage of manpower. Understand?
Okay, you know, Mr. Noske, last year there were talks of making legislation to make medical doctors practice for a certain number of years in Nigeria before they are allowed to travel out of the country, and of course they kicked against it.
Did they pay their school fees? Did they take exams for them? So you cannot dictate what you. Bible said that you can never benefit from what you despise. These people despise professionalism. They despise expertise. During the election, Tinubu say, "Na data we go chop." That was what Tinubu said. But you cannot govern in the 21st century in the absence of data. You cannot even do business in the absence of data. You cannot practice in any profession without data. But when the president tells you, now data will go chop, that gives you an idea of where the country is heading to. So I cannot pay all my fees. Quantify. You say I will not go and practice anywhere I want.
You know, the Deputy Registrar of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria said that there were medical doctors who refused to renew their annual practicing license because they wanted to travel abroad.
Sure, it's their right. It is their right.
And it's not like there's anything that can be done to stop them from going. I'm not saying negatively, like, you know, the legislation that they wanted to pass last year, but incentives, and giving them a better work environment.
Let them build prisons in every local government in the country. It cannot stop them from going because, one, there's no enabling environment for them to practice. Understand? So staying here would even push them to the stone age, because medical technological breakthroughs are not here. Latest medical equipments are not in the country. What are they staying here and doing? A lot of people have died due to wrong diagnosis because we don't have latest equipment. And those of them that are passing legislation that doctors shouldn't go, when they develop a headache, they'll go to a UK. So it cannot work. For them to keep them here, one, they should create an enabling environment. They should provide incentives. There should be infrastructure. Otherwise, nothing can. They'll keep on going every day.
Okay, you're listening to the recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Egwuatu. I'm your host. And of course, just right across from me, I have Mr. Peter Anosuke, who's been taking the analysis segment right here on the recap. Don't forget, we're taking this all the way till 6 p.m. and at exactly 5 on the dot, the phone lines will be open so that we can hear your opinions, your suggestions, your ideas, and let's just basically hear what you have to say about the topics that we're discussing today. We'll be moving on to topic 3. And topic 3 here says IGP Egwuatu withdraws policemen from Kano agency for investigating Ganduje. All right, about 40 policemen providing security and investigation support to the Kano State Public Complaint and Anti-Corruption Commission have reportedly been withdrawn by the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egwuatu. Now, this withdrawal reportedly follows investigations of multi-billion naira corruption against the national chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, Abdullahi Ganduje. VP News gathered that the IGP gave the order for the withdrawal of the policemen to the State Commissioner of Police, Uzaini Gumel, on Thursday. Mr. Naske, if this is true, I think it's a heavy one.
It is true. There's nothing like if it is true. It is true. That shows you how biased, how corrupt the APC government is. You are withdrawing policemen because they want to investigate your national chairman, and tomorrow you will say that APC is not the owner of Nigeria police. When they talk of corruption fighting back, this is corruption fighting back at its best, because police are being paid by the Nigerian taxpayers' money. It is Nigeria taxpayers that pay the police. So the police are not there only for the APC. Then why should the IGP withdraw policemen who have been said to do their lawful duties? Because that anti-graft agency was set up by Ganduje himself. Yusuf, the NNPP government, did not set up any anti-graft agency. It was Ganduje that set it up, and they are trying him in a court that he himself set up. What is wrong about it? Because Bible said, with what you measured will be measured unto you. So it is a court that is set up that he is being tried. So police, the IGP, by taking that action, has told us that Nigeria police is biased, that Nigeria police is working for the APC. That is simply what it means. So if an APC card-carrying member is to be investigated, police shouldn't go and provide the protection. And somebody will tell me that they are fighting corruption. So what they should do is also give all the policemen in the country APC membership card. Then let us know that all of them are members of APC. So that action is very, very unfortunate. It is very, very unfortunate. Ganduje don't have immunity. So if allegations is leveled against him, there ought to be investigations. So why is the IGP withdrawing police that were sent to go and provide security? Which means if an APC person commits offense, he is free. Then if a PDP, a Labour Party, or an NPP person commits offense, police will go and provide protection. It doesn't make sense. And that is why the same IGP early this week was condemning state police. He just said all the bad things against the state police.
But he did say governors might want to misuse the powers of the state.
He is already misusing his own. He is already misusing his own. Because if Kano State has their own state and police, once he withdraw and federal police, Kano State will send their own. So this is one of the reasons why state police is very, very important.
So you support the creation of state police?
100%. 100%. Because the ruling power is abusing the federal police.
You feel that if this were to be state police, the IGP wouldn't have the powers to withdraw the police when attached to?
Once he withdraw his own federal police, Kano State will send their own police. So why he's able to do this now is because state police has not been been accepted. Understand me? So this is one of the reasons why Nigerians should stand up and call for the introduction of a state police to avoid this kind of actions.
What about those who say it might be used for negative reasons by state governors and they might want to use it to oppress their political rivals?
Look, Rose, everybody, we all worship Rose that everybody wants. Before a rose can grow, there are tons. It grows with tons. So everything in the world has both negative and positive. Understand? Just like every human being is good and bad. Understand? The person that we call a good person is the person whose good qualities are more than his bad qualities. The person that we call a bad person is that person whose bad qualities are more than his good qualities. So there's nobody that is 100% bad or 100% good. We all have our demons. So the same thing with state police. State police has its own advantages and its own disadvantages, but the advantages outweighs the disadvantages.
So how then can can we make sure that we prevent the misuse of the state police if it is entrenched, because the federal government is insisting on it right now?
You cannot. I'm a realist. Understand? You are dealing with human beings, just like Egwuatu is abusing the Nigeria and police now. He's a human being. Any governor can also do the same thing. No governor is an angel. Understand me? No governor is an angel. An instance, what happened in Kogi State when the same IGP withdraw all the aids that were attached to Yahaya Bello, assuming we have a state police, Ododo will have provided his own state police to his former boss. Understand? So the issue is that state police, the advantages outweighs the disadvantages. That's why I am in support of it. But as of being abused, governors wouldn't abuse it. But the advantages outweighs the disadvantages.
20 minutes before 5 p.m. on the number one station that gives you a voice. It is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent, and you're now tuned into the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. If you're just joining us, you've missed quite a bit, but not to worry. Stay tuned. We're taking the program up until 6 p.m. Don't forget that at exactly 5 p.m. the phone lines will be opened, and you can share your opinions, your thoughts, your ideas with us. All right, I'm here, and I just want to make sure that your voice is heard. That is what we're here for. In case you want to watch us on YouTube, we're live right now. It is Voice of the People 90.3 FM on YouTube. Type into your search bar, just go to the YouTube app, type into your search bar Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Right here with me, I have Mr. Peter Anosike doing the analysis. You can find him on Instagram at Peter Anosike77. To interact with him at Peter Anosike77. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm live on Instagram right now. You can find me at _ the radio girl. So many platforms, you just cannot miss this program. We're talking issues that made major headlines during the week, and of course we've talked about a plethora of topics. First of all, federal government targeting 6,000 megawatts of electricity by the end of 2024. According to Mr. Anosike, it is a shame that up till now we cannot generate enough electricity to go round for Nigerians. Me myself, I'm especially angry.
You get it wrong. You get it wrong.
It's not that we cannot.
I say where they are now, this 6,000 is what Yaradoa spoke about in 2007.
My own is that it's a shame that up until now we don't have steady electricity. I've been sleeping in the heat way too much, and I don't like it. It's paining me especially. Okay, so it's time for the federal government and Ministry of Power to do everything that they can. But yes, that's topic one. Federal government targeting 6,000 megawatts of electricity by the end of 2024. We also spoke about the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria saying 72,000 doctors have dumped Nigeria for greener pastures. These people, they refuse to renew their annual practice license in Nigeria so that they can go outside of the country to practice in climes that supports their kind of work, and where it seems that they will be more respected and there will be much more remuneration.
Where there's enabling environment.
Okay, and we just talked about the IG of police withdrawing policemen from Kano agency reportedly for investigating. And DJ, we're moving on to topic 4. You see why I said if you're just joining us, you've missed quite a bit. But yes, stay tuned. We have over an hour to go, so yes, we still have quite a bit to discuss. Like I said, at 5 p.m. the phone lines will be open. Let's hear your thoughts. Topic 4. According to the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, the number of deaths related to terrorism in Nigeria has dropped from 2,600 per month to less than 200 per month. Now, Ribadu disclosed this while noting that AK-47 now sells for over 5 million naira due to the efforts of President Bola Tinubu's administration in curbing insecurity. Now, addressing journalists at a high-level African counter-terrorism meeting in Abuja, the National Security Advisor said AK-47 have been mopped up are destroyed. He said, we are working, in his words, and I think we've done fairly well. One of the things we have seen as an indication that things are beginning to look different is an AK-47 that used to be sold for less than 500,000 naira last year now goes for 5 million naira. I presume this is to say that the terrorists can no longer afford to buy all these big weapons that they use to terrorize people. But let's talk about the figures. Terrorism related deaths dropped from 2,600 per month to 200 per month. I'd like to know your thoughts on that, Mr. Anoske.
Well, Nuhu Orebadu is another policeman.
In what way?
He's a policeman. He is a policeman. He came into Limelight when Obasanjo made him the chairman of EFCC. And by then, he was an assistant commissioner of police. And we know what police are trained for. The truth is always very far from them. Truth is always very, very far from them. So you cannot go and sleep with what a policeman told you. Understand? You cannot take the word of a policeman to the bank. It will be suicidal. So he is talking as a policeman. Understand? Just this month alone, today's about 26th, isn't it?
27th of the month.
Okay. If we count the number of people, including senior military officers that have been killed within this month, just military officers, it is above that number they are talking about.
Above that 200.
Sure. Then watch what has happened in Zamfara, Katsina, Niger State in the last 1 month. And mind you, it is not all the deaths that are being reported. It is not all the deaths that are being reported. But is it good for a country to be counting dead bodies instead of preventing it? Why should we be counting the number of people that died instead of finding ways to prevent it? So counting that the number of dead is reducing, is it an achievement? So this should be food for thought for them, that they are telling us the number that it has dropped. And mind you, he did not tell us when 2000 and something we are dying in a month. We did not know whether it was under the Buhari administration or under the Tinubu administration. But it is also unfortunate that Nigerians will be dying 2,000 every month. It is shameful. Because even in countries that are fighting war, in Ukraine, 2,000 are not dying every month. Understand me? In Ukraine that is in war, 2,000 are not dying every month. But we know statistics show that within the first 10 months of Buhari's administration, more than 8,600 people died. And within 10 months of Tinubu's administration, more than 6,000 died.
You know, Ms. Anderson, I want to ask the same question I've been asking over and over again. And I would want to say, apart from political will, right, what would it actually take to crush insecurity in Nigeria? Because when we talked about, 2,600 people died before, now it's just 200 people, it's been reduced. Even if it has, we have come to the point where we reduce people to statistics. People who are flesh and blood, people who have dreams and aspirations, who are children of somebody, who have people who love them, and they are reduced to out of these 200 now. We don't even know the names of this reported 2,600 or 200 people, as the case may be. But even one life is important. At what point would we begin to take Nigeria to take life and breath of people as sacrosanct, to treat lives as sacrosanct in Nigeria?
Well, everything borders on that political will, the consciousness of doing the right thing, because some soldiers will not be happy if Boko Haram is defeated.
Some soldiers, that is the people who are supposed to be even more involved in the protection of our brothers' lives and properties and warding these terrorists off.
Some of them would not be happy if Boko Haram is defeated.
Why do you think that is?
If bandits is defeated. Some soldiers in the Niger Delta would not be happy if pipeline vandalization stop.
What is the reason?
Or if bunkering stop.
What is the reason?
Because they are benefiting from all this. Understand me? They are benefiting from all this. Understand? So, if it stops, most of them will return back to their barracks. And the allowance they are getting will stop. So it's a common thing. It is a common thing. So it will not be in their best interest if Boko Haram is defeated, or if bandits is defeated, because some people are benefiting from it. So that is the main reason. If not, these are not trained soldiers. Understand? Boko Haram are not trained fighter men. Understand me? Bandits are not trained fighter men. So if the soldiers move, they can conquer them within 2 months. But it's going to affect the mutilate of some people. These are just ragtag army, people that are carrying gun, just shoot and run away. They were not trained anywhere. But this fight has been on since 2009 up to today. Why? Some people are sabotaging it. Some people are benefiting from it.
Okay, as much as we'll still talk about this, we have up until 6 p.m. to do that, but I want to go to the very final topic for now, so that at exactly 5 p.m. we'll open the phone lines and hear from you, hear what you have to say. In case you're just tuning in, you're listening to the recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm your host, and across me I have Mr. Peter Anosike, who's been doing the analysis. And right now, if you don't know, Mr. Peter Anosike is a development economist, and it's time to talk about Nigeria's economy and why it is the way it is. Right, so Nigeria's economy, once the biggest in Africa, slips to 4th place. Now, this is according to a recent forecast by the International Monetary Fund, IMF. The Washington-based Bank World Economic Outlook estimates Nigeria's gross domestic product at $253 billion based on current prices this year. Nigeria is lagging behind Algeria with $267 billion, Egypt at $348 billion, and South Africa with the biggest economy at $373 billion. Africa's most industrialized nation, which is South Africa, will remain the continent's largest economy until Egypt reclaims the mantle in 2027. This is according to the IMF's projection. And according to this same projection, Nigeria is expected to remain in 4th place for years. This seems like a bleak prediction.
We even go back. Under the PDP, Nigeria was number 1. Under in the Africa, PDP in Africa,
our economy.
Under Jonathan, Nigeria has the biggest economy in Africa.
What do you think the PDP did differently?
One, they came with people like Okonjo Iweala, understand, who cancelled our debts. Then they had Akinwumi additional, understand. They had Obi Ezekwesili, understand. So they had dedicated people who had the interest of the country at heart.
So it was more about the economic team.
Understand me? They have a very strong economic team. These people, after they exited from there, they attained higher positions. Understand me? Today, Okonjo Iweala is the DG of WTO. Akinwumi Adesina is the president of AFDB, African Development Bank. Understand? These are stars. For 8 years, Buhari made use of shoe shiners. For 8 years, Buhari made use of shoe shiners as his ministers.
When you say shoe shiner, is it because they didn't live up to expectations of their office?
Incompetent people.
So they did not live up to the expectations of their office.
Incompetent people, shoe shiners. Understand? That's why none of them is being celebrated. None of them has moved to any higher office. Understand me? So the thing there, you cannot be number one in economy when you are a consuming nation. You cannot be number one in economy when you are not producing, when you are not exporting. So if what is happening now continuing, within the next 5 years, Nigeria could be number 15. Even Niger, Togo will be above us. And again, you cannot be number one when you don't have a steady power supply. Because once there's no steady power supply, you cannot manufacture, you cannot produce. Understand me? So you cannot be number one when there's no development, when there's no enabling environment for businesses to grow. You cannot be number one when there are no incentives for employers, understand me, for people who employ, because you are helping the government. Understand? So all these things are what has put Nigeria where it is at the moment. We call ourselves giant of Africa, and you are nagging behind in everything. Understand? Even Kenya will move ahead of us. Ghana is going to move ahead of us very, very soon, because we are consuming instead of producing. And you cannot even do anything when the insecurity is there. You see it? So I'm not a fan of IMF, but that projection is very, very real. It is correct. You cannot be number one when you are consuming instead of producing. You cannot be number one when all you are doing is borrowing and sharing. And that's what Buhari did for 8 years, and that's what Tinubu is doing now.
The first step is that we need to be more involved in production rather than just consumption.
Consumption is out of it. You must be producing. That is not number one. But for you to produce, there must be enabling environment like steady power supply. There must be security. There must be infrastructure. All these things are not in the country at the moment.
All right, you're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm your host. We'll be taking this all the way until 6 p.m. Yes, but in exactly 2 minutes, that's at 5 p.m. The phone lines will be open so we can hear your opinions, your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions on everything we've discussed today. To the 164 people watching us on YouTube right now, I say thank you and welcome. Leave your comments down below on YouTube, and we'll take them just before the program is over. We want to take a short break, and when we return, the conversation continues. When we return as well, I'll let you know the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation. Remember, we are Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Your voice counts. Your voice will definitely count today. As always, let's take a short break, and when we return, the recap continues. Stay tuned.
You have to know the past to understand the present. So, let's bring you up to speed on important moments in the polity that you might have forgotten.
Politics as normal have been suspended today.
Detailed review plus analysis of all the local
Senate moves to recover 6 trillion naira ground rent from property owners stage 5.
and foreign stories that made the headlines during the week.
President Putin accepts defeat. President Putin keeps on coming back for more.
All of the intrigues,
PSF confirmed interest flow in store interim government.
tension,
The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental, more important than what they do now.
suspense, and political dramas.
This is a shining moment. I commend
The
INEC.
higgy haggers that took center stage just within the week.
You cannot criticize African countries for being undemocratic.
Will resist interim government.
Join the conversation on the recap every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. only on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Study the past if you want to define the future. You have to know the past to understand the present. So let's bring you up to speed on important moments in the polity that you might have forgotten.
Politics as normal have been suspended today.
Detailed review plus analysis of all the local
Senate moves to recover 6 trillion naira ground rent from property owners stage 5.
and foreign stories that made the headlines during the week.
President Putin accepts defeat. President Putin keeps on coming back for more.
All of the intrigues,
PSF confirmed interest flow in store interim government.
tension,
The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental, more important than what they do now.
suspense, and political dramas.
This is a shining moment. I commend
The
INEC.
higgy haggers that took center stage just within the week.
You cannot criticize African countries for being undemocratic.
Will resist interim government.
Join the conversation on the recap every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. only on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Study the past if you want to define the future.
Welcome back. You're still tuned in to the number one station that gives you a voice. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and this is the recap. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm your host. We have about one more hour to go. This is the point in the show where I get to pick your calls, where I get to hear from you, and you've been waiting for this, and so have I. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Again, it's 0700 903 903 903. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Again is 0817 175 6338. You can send a message on our WhatsApp platform, and I'll take it before the end of the program. Also, to everyone leaving your comment on YouTube, I see it and I thank you. Guess what? You can also call the WhatsApp line in case you cannot reach us via the direct phone lines. Okay, so give me a call. I'm waiting for you. just to rejig your memory, okay, here are the 5 topics that we've been discussing today. First up, the federal government targets 6,000 megawatts of electricity by the end of 2024. Into what I want to do, I just don't want to be sleeping in heat. This is like the third time I'm saying this. Anyway, before I forget, I need to say happy birthday to a special someone. He tried to make me say, please remember to wish me a happy birthday, and I'm glad I remember. So a very, very, very happy birthday to TB Dalo TV. This is a birthday shout out to TB Dalo TV. I hope you have an amazing year, and God bless you. So the recap. We've discussed 5 topics that made major headlines during the week. First up, federal government targets 6,000 megawatts of electricity by the end of 2024. And again, I'm reiterating, Minister of Power, anything people want to do it. What you have to do quick. TikTok says the clock. Do it quick. I don't want sleeping heat anymore. Thank you. That's number 1. Number 2, the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria has said 72,000 doctors have dumped Nigeria for greener pastures. That is, the doctors are saying, we not do again. I want to go somewhere else and practice. Topic 3, IGP Egwuatu withdraws policemen from Kano agency for investigating Ganduje. Of course, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje is the national chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress, who has been, I'm looking for the right word to use, but let me just use involved in a saga that deals with bribery and corruption right from when he was a governor of Kano State. If you remember the Gandola saga. Number 4, we talked about the National Security Advisor saying terrorism-related deaths in Nigeria have dropped from about 2,600 people being killed by terrorists monthly to about just 200 people. And I am saying 2 says 201. That is a whole person, and you cannot just treat people as numbers, treat them as statistics. And finally, we talked about Nigeria's economy, which was once the biggest in Africa, is now number 4. Number 4, we are behind Algeria, which is number 3. Egypt, which is number 2, and South Africa, which is the biggest economy in Africa. Where did we get it wrong, and how can we reroute our way to make sure that we get it right? Call me up 0700 903 903 903. Lucky you. You're my first caller for today. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Nemeka from Ejibo.
Welcome, Nemeka. Great to hear from you. In 2 minutes, quickly, let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I'm a sick afternoon, my brother.
He can hear you.
Yoma,
yeah.
Let me go straight to the point.
Please do.
Energy minister and government now they are coming to increase the capacity of our power for us. But then first of all increase tariff to 300%. They're supposed to do this before telling us about tariff. You see, this is why we are telling them. They talk before they go back to begin thinking about what they talk. You see, this is why they will not get it well anytime, any day. They will not get it correct anytime, any day with this kind of propaganda movement.
You are saying they should have increased the electricity megawatts before increasing the tariff.
That is it. They increase tariff without increasing the power first. We are not giving people power, and we are increasing tariff. How can you merge these two together? Now one apart. This one, what they call it, security advisor, who they talk like I would wait for park.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Keep it civil. You know that. All right, go ahead. Keep it civil, okay?
No, I'm not using this statement against you just like that. What I mean is that he can't be telling us that we are counting human beings dead as a war in Nigeria. Yeah? Is it not a get to the war? They are dying 2005, now you bring it to 200. Who clap for you with this kind of failure? Let them stop insulting us, please.
No, thank you. God bless you too. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903 and WhatsApp it's 0817 175 6338 0817 175 6338. Somebody has been flashing me on WhatsApp. Why? Just call me up at once, or maybe you're having network issues and that's so bad. Welcome to the program. Good evening. Please turn on the volume on your radio set.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good afternoon.
Yes. What's your name and location, please?
Please, Nigeria, something is already tired of. I want to know where this APC of a people join us in this Nigeria, that they want to finish the whole masses. None of them, nothing is in their brain.
Keep it civil. Keep it civil. Keep it civil.
That is why they don't care about human life. If you carry 10,000 naira, go and recharge your phone, your light. It won't have no light, nothing, and you are seeing no money in your distance. What is all this? What did they take us
I can still hear myself in the background. I'm so sorry, but please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Regime. They have life. Why can't they have human sympathy?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I guess it's the human sympathy they're trying to have, which is why they're saying we'll try our best to increase the amount of megawatts of electricity in Nigeria. You've been trying to call me. Welcome to the program. Good evening. Can you hear me? Oh dear. Can you hear me?
Nice chopping.
Listen. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, okay. Choma?
Hello?
Is that Choma? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Choma?
I can hear you. Please go right ahead.
Okay, let me just, although I'm on speaker, has responded to most of the question correctly. But the only thing is this, let me add on this Rubado. They should stop fooling themselves. Tell Rubado not to fool himself. Is it not this week, last 3 days, the bandits went to this army and sent all of them packing? They all of them ran away. Rubado should stop fooling himself. Okay, let me say, this is Peter. This is Serenity from Spain. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
This is Serenity calling from Spain. Then the second one, the question on the what to do concerning security. This thing is, if a PC government can open up, Nigerians are not coward. Let them tell us what is happening. Nigerians can stand, they can face all these foreigners that bring us terrorists. They should open up.
You believe that the terrorists are foreigners?
Yes, what do you mean by if I believe? The people cannot speak even their Nigerian language. He had this Rufai when he said it, when he was in power. Let them tell us what is happening. Then Nigeria can stand on that. Nigeria can face them. Then on this police IG, let him continue. I would advise Nigeria with time. Let it come and face this against this EFCC. Anytime they go for this for any purpose, let them go against them. This is becoming too much. How can this? Let me don't waste my time.
Thank you.
Please,
thank you so much.
This Pisano Sika has said respond on everything. Let me just leave it for now.
Thank you so much for calling 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the program. Good evening. I can hear you.
Good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Yes, my name is Frank.
Frank, where are you calling me from?
I'm calling from Ejibo.
Welcome, Frank. Thank you for calling all the way from Ejibo. Please get right into it.
All right. I want to first of all mention the minister talking about increasing power supply to 6,000 megawatts. These people are just telling us lies.
Why do you think so?
These lies are starting from 1999 up to this moment. They will increase it, they will do this, they will do it. It is not true. There is no way this federal government can give us electricity.
Why do you think so?
This electricity in Nigeria has gone the way of Nigeria National Shipping Line, Nigeria Airways, Ajaokuta. So it's mentioned only of these federal institutions that is working today. They have run this country aground. And I'm also telling you for free that Nigeria has become a Tower of Babel project. Are you a Christian? Hello, Choma.
I can hear you. Just go ahead with your opinion, all right? That's besides the point.
Yes. Do you know Tower of Babel? project in the Bible. What happened to it? It was abandoned eventually. That is the state Nigeria is now. And talking about everybody, he's talking about what he's been talking about, that people have been doing. AK-47 is signed out by the president. That was what Oppam told us when he went to ask for AK-47 from the Inspector General of Police during the Buhari's administration.
That what?
It is only the president that can sign out AK-47. Then how did this so-called Fulani bandits and the insurgents get AK-47? They plunge Nigeria into war. We are at war because they are taking over territory, they are taking over farms, they're killing people up to this moment.
That's the war against this insecurity.
Yes, there's no war going against insecurity. If they want to do that war, they will have done it. But let me tell you, if you enter Southeast today, you will not know who is a Nigerian soldier. All of them are doing the same work, including they are working together.
Okay. I'll have to let you go. I will have to let you go so we can hear from others. All right. Thank you so much for calling. So when you call in 2 minutes, please, so we can hear from others. Your opinion is very important to us. I want to make sure that we can take as many calls as possible. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Call me up. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Are you there? Don't pick your call. All right, give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. I can see your messages coming in on WhatsApp. Do keep them coming. You're the reason I'm here. We're Voice of the People, and we definitely want to hear from you. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. You can also call me on WhatsApp in case the phone lines are not going through. All right, so 0700 903 903 903. Call me up on WhatsApp is 0817 175 6338. We're live on YouTube. Just open your YouTube app. Go to the search bar, type in VOP903 FM, and you can get to see what's happening in the studio. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, good afternoon, sister.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
My name is Taiwo. I'm coming from Ogun State.
Oh, what's your name, sir?
My name is Taiwo.
Oh, welcome to the program. Please go right ahead with your opinion.
What I want to say is you cannot compare the time of Jonathan with Buhari. You cannot compare the time of Jonathan with Tinubu. It's different. The time of Jonathan, and buy Jika rice 100 naira in Songuye, and buy 80 of Gari 500 naira, and buy fish. If I have a 1,000 naira, I will make it to feed my children and my wife. You cannot take it to compare. The time they are selling fuel, you can't take it to compare for these two people. So it's different.
And that's all you have to say. Thank you so much for calling 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Keep the calls coming. We're taking this up until 6 p.m. I'm here for you, a voice of the people. Guess what? I definitely wanted to hear your voice. So call me up. I really want to hear from you on each of the different topics that we have discussed today, from the issue of increasing the electricity generation to the issue of the IGP withdrawing policemen from the Kano State agency investigating Ganduje, to the 72,000 doctors dumping Nigeria for greener pastures. What do you have to say? Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Frank. I have not said any. I have not said my solution to Nigeria's problem. I have a solution.
Let's hear it.
You want to hear the solution?
Yes, I sure do.
I first of all said, yes, I said we have a tower of federal situation in our hands. The only solution is clear. Nigeria must be renegotiated. We must renegotiate Nigeria. Are we going to live together, or how do we do it? If we are going to live together, fine. If we are not going to live, let us stay apart and then progress. Otherwise, all these things we are talking is grammar. It could be national conference, it could be referendum, whatever, but we must renegotiate Nigeria. That is the only solution for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling 0700 903 903 903. Mr. Anoske, do you agree with his solution to Nigeria's problems?
Well, one, Nigeria is a country that was programmed to fail.
You keep saying this.
Nigeria is a country that was programmed to fail.
And your reason is?
Nigeria was not designed to succeed.
How?
So what is happening now is a foundational problem. And what he said, just like our constitution is fake, 1999 constitution is fake. Because if you go and read that constitution...
Did you say it's vague or it's fake?
It's fake, F-A-K-E.
What makes it fake? You're saying it's inauthentic. Is it the words? What makes it fake?
At the first sentence there say, we the people of Nigeria hereby resolve to live together. And
that one sentence is why you're saying the whole
thing is fake.
Every single word in it.
Because there was never any time an Igbo man was called, do you want to be in Nigeria? There was never any time a Yoruba man was called. There was never any time an Efik man was called. So that the constitution is our biggest problem.
Okay.
Understand me?
Welcome to the recap. Good evening. I can hear you. Please turn down the volume on your radio set. I can also hear myself in the background.
Are you still hearing yourself? Is it better now?
It's so much better. What's your name and location, please?
Okangbelinna in Mafuluku.
Welcome to the program. Let's hear from you.
Yes, I think I want to disagree with your analyst there. He said Nigeria was programmed to fail. My opinion is that Nigeria was not programmed to fail. But the thing is that the leadership, those who have been leading us have programmed this country to fail. Look at what happened during Buhari. Where are all the monies they collected from the so-called Abacha loot? Where are all the how do you call those? All the loans they took? They took all kinds of loans. They took all kinds of things. And we are hearing a lot of things that Emefiele did. So where is the money now? Nothing. And Buhari is there. Nobody is calling him to, and they just call Emefiele only. Unless they bring Buhari to come and answer for all the money he took. Nigeria will continue to remain the way it is. Now, this ones, the present ones, they have started their own. So Nigeria will not make any move with the kind of leaders that we have. Look at the Lagos to Calabar district they want to do. How many years will it take them? So Nigeria will never progress with the kind of leaders we have here.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening.
Please turn down the volume on your radio set. Can you hear me? I can hear you. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Engineer Olu. I'm speaking from my school.
Welcome, Engineer. Let's hear from you in 2 minutes.
Yes, I think what I want to say, I want to join other people who have been speaking. You see, Obasanjo left Nigeria, left the government in 1999 or 79, and left over 21 vessels for national line. Equally left some aircraft for Nigerians. It was the same military government that did Third Mainland Bridge. It is the same military government that hosted FESA, that built Fair Complex, all national stadiums, all facilities in Abuja were done by the army. Sometimes I feel very bad when people are saying that the best civilian government is better than the army. Can anybody point to anything tangible the politicians have done in this country since 1999 they came to power? They've been cracking our money, wasting our money. I don't think we are fair to this country.
Okay, you are making a case for the military government.
I'm not making a case for them. What I'm saying is, it is wrong for people to say that the military, the worst military is the best civil government is worse than worst civil government is better than best civil. I don't know that the way they put it, but it's totally wrong.
Thank you.
Look at all the facilities in this country. I don't know how old you are, madam. Check everything. There's nothing, no value. They've not added any value. Look at the road you want to Calabar from Lagos. For what?
Thank you so much, engineer, for calling. You seem to be on the road. Thank you for listening. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. I definitely want to hear from you, or voice of the people. You're the reason we're here. Welcome to the program. Good evening. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi. What's your name and location, please?
Hello?
I can hear you. What's your name and location, please?
Okay, my name is Emmanuel Isong. I'm calling from Finland.
Welcome, Emmanuel. Thank you for calling all the way from Finland. Let's hear from you in 2 minutes.
Yes, I listened to your guest there, Mr. Anusuke, and I think I totally agree with him. You see, we have leaders that are very, very, very irresponsible. Now, not so long ago, there was this case of illegal connection, because I heard him say that if these things end, even the soldiers are compromised, someone will be losing out. If these things end, even the politicians are compromised, some of them will be losing out. And it's true. All right. What I'm about to say is well documented. Now, when those illegal connections were uncovered, one of the journalists, I think from Arise News, stood there at one of the illegal connections. Okay? And he turned the camera just about 50 meters from that illegal connection. Guess what was there? There was security stand, soldiers there. That security post was not just constructed there. It's been there. And I asked myself, 50 meters from an illegal connection, and these soldiers have been here? Are they securing Nigeria's pipeline, or they actually put there to secure the illegal connection to make sure nobody tampers with it? Because the illegal connection actually, of course, obviously, is from one of these people they say high and mighty, powerful Nigerians. So, that is just the tip of the iceberg. Our leaders. We say we keep complaining colonial this and colonial that. Don't we have leaders that will say, okay, colonial masters, thus far you've come. This is where you end. Let's take our destinies in our hands. So no leader can do that and say, okay, let's put away all what colonial masters did or didn't do. Let's take our destinies in our hands and put this country right. There is serious compromise in our security forces. There is serious compromise in, of course, the National Assembly is nothing but a cesspool of corruption. Thank you. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be part of the conversation. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. That's the number to send a message to on WhatsApp. Remember, we're live on YouTube. On YouTube, just type into your search bar VOP 903 FM. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, my sister.
Hi. What's your name and location, please? Hello, are you there? Oh dear, give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. 0700 903 903 903. Keep your messages on WhatsApp coming, and also your comment on our YouTube platform. Very soon we'll be taking that. You're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, John. I'm never going to call you back.
Right, you have 2 minutes. Okay.
Yes, I have a question to ask Anusuke. Please, my brother. This is our constitution. Can we amend it or rewrite it again? Because the constitution, I'm seeing it in a criminal guardian book, and I guide this politicians. Because we are not going to understand the constitution at all.
Wait, come again.
I think the constitution, the whole thing, the starting of the constitution to the end of it, is a scam thing to Nigeria as a country.
So where is the question?
So if there are how we fit rewrite it again or amend a lot of things inside, let's because still do it. So that we know where we are standing, where we are going to. Because person will not know where it's from, he don't know where they go. I'm telling Nigeria this thing, make it everybody in mind.
Okay,
thank you. We can't be saying that we are one Nigeria. Some people are above the law, some people are not above. We are thinking we are building a nation. That will never happen. This one we just ourselves. That is the only thing I have to talk. Thank you, my dear sister.
0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be part of the conversation. All right, thank you for calling. Welcome to the recap.
Yeah, good evening, Ijeoma.
Good evening.
And,
what's your name and location,
This
please?
is Mazi from Germany, Mazi Richard.
Welcome, Mazi.
Dalon. Yeah, please, about electricity or electrification of Nigeria. This is not science. This is not rocket science. Nigeria is not sending somebody to the moon. Nigeria is not sending somebody to the International Space Center. No. Generation of electricity should be the commonest thing a country can give to its citizens. Why is this? Since I've been born in Nigeria, or I was born in Nigeria, the same thing, water and electricity, the same water, electricity, road. These things are not science, rocket science. In Nigeria, you have PhD holders in electrical engineering. You have professors. You have polytechnics. You have School of Technologies everywhere. Federal professors, but they cannot provide ordinary energy, electric to Nigerians. Very, very shameful. Look at, do you know how many universities we have in Nigeria and how many professors of electronics we have in Nigeria? Yet, we are coming to Germany for Siemens will do this for us. Tinubu is in Holland. Holland is 17 million people, 17.7 million people. Are we not ashamed of ourselves? Holland. They are begging Holland for assistance. He's now in Saudi Arabia. These people that call themselves rulers in Nigeria, they have no shame. They will tell you our population is our strength. No, not at all. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been going to Holland begging for money. You cannot go to Saudi Arabia that is 5 or 40 million people begging for money. Look, let me tell you, when you have illiterate citizens, millions of them, it's better you have 1 million that are literate than having 40 million that are not that are illiterate. And they keep Nigerians so down. They don't want Nigerians to go to school. They don't want Nigerians to breathe. That's why they do this deliberately. They don't want to give you light. They don't want to give you good infrastructure because they know if you have light, you can feed yourself. You can go to school. These things, they are deliberate policies. They don't want ordinary Nigerians to grow. Tinubu will finish his 8 years and there will be no light in Nigeria. The same thing other rulers did. We are lying to ourselves. And they will tell you our diversity. No. Diversity, look, Anosike is there. Tell me any country that diversity has developed. No civilized country developed through diversity. None. It must be one homogeneous, people that develop their own citizens and their own country. They will tell you what our diversity is a cost to us. I'm telling you, because that's why. I'm telling you. Excuse me. That's why you see this. That's why you see the wrong people at the wrong time ruling us because of our diversity.
Thank you so much, Mazi.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. For calling. All right. Mr. Anoske, he said one thing that I don't quite agree with when he says our diversity is a cost.
The issue is this: if you have 1 billion people and you are unable to turn that population to productivity, population is an asset. Understand? If you are able to turn it to productivity, and that is what China did. Understand me? But our own huge population has become a cost to us because we are unable to turn it to productivity. He said that Holland is just 17 million people, and now 200 million people are going that to beg money from a country of 17 million. Isn't it a shame? So ordinarily, they say unity is our strength. So if we have turned our population to productivity, we will be better than those countries, Saudi Arabia and so forth. But this country was programmed to fail.
All right, 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, Chama. Good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Mr. Good evening, sir. I'm Mr. Ben calling from Yedo.
Welcome, Mr. Ben. Let's hear from you in 2 minutes.
I believe what Mr. Anosike said, that Nigeria was structured to fail this country. Chama, there is no country in the world that can survive with this type of constitution we have. We have the worst constitution in the world. What is
wrong with the constitution?
Okay, you can imagine now, governor and the deputy immunity, and the governor can make any law that will favor him. Only him. Look at president and his vice immunity untouchable. For 8 years, nobody will touch them. They do what they like. He will appoint the INEC umpire. He will appoint the anti-graft agency, the chairman, and all the DSS, the chief of army. Everything was appointed by Mr. President. How do you expect them to work? They are members of the same political party. This country was structured to fail, and that is why we are suffering all this. Look at all the past people that have ruled us. Any amount they like, they carry. Now, Mr. President said that we are number 4 in Africa. It's a shame. If you check now, we are number 1, because if you go to all these people that have ruled us and collect all our money from them, collect all the money, especially all these head of state and the past president, he will be number 1. Buhari carry his own, Obasanjo have his own, Jonathan have his own, Babangida have his own, Abu Salami have his own, Buhari, all of them, they have billions of dollars. What hinders us, the current president, from going to these people and collecting all our money? All the whole ministers, all the whole senators, all the whole senate presidents, all the whole governors, and their deputies, all the leaders, billions of dollars are in their hands. Anybody that's going, he do whatever he like and go. Look at what they just go and visit EFCC, they travel out. Samuel Lotton, you go and visit EFCC, he will travel out with the funds. All of them, they carry all our money and pack in overseas. And they know that it is our Nigerian money. Look at our oil now. How much are we producing? 1995-96, producing 3 million barrels of crude oil per day. During the time of Jonathan, we were producing 2.6 million barrels of crude oil per day. And when I'm talking to you, we have so many mining sites that have been discovered, and we are struggling with 1.2 million barrels per day, 1.54 million barrels per day, 1.8 we will be rejoicing. Where are all those ones going to? The people who are producing our crude for us, Shell, Mobil, and so on and so forth now. Nobody's putting eye in whatever they are doing. The military is here, and he has his Duke oil. And whatever he tells us, we believe. And Tinubu can renew his contract. And this man has been holding this country captive. How many barrels of crude are we producing daily? Nigeria is supposed to be producing 6 million barrels of crude every day. What is happening with our crude? From the point of production, our crude is moving out of this country. And they say that we are not structured to fail. Nigeria is programmed to fail.
Thank you.
If you continue like this, nobody will rescue this country. I'm telling you the truth.
Thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be part of the program. Remember to keep it polite and keep it civil. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my Chris. My name is Tony Kwan from Mexico.
Okay, welcome, Sule. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, what the people are saying is the truth. The only thing is that please try and be talking to the callers because they are staying too long by making points. They repeat. So, and that is not that good because we're in the program. Yeah. Please, you enjoy your program. And number two, please tell Peter, Oga Peter, that I'm the person that was asking for him to give me an idea of the business. The last Saturday that he said I should forward my phone number that you will call me for the physical challenge.
Is this the number?
Please. Yeah, this is the number. I find it difficult to send it to him, but please, this is the number. Please pass it to him.
All right, not
please,
to worry.
very
We'll take it down and pass it to him. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling.
God bless you.
Thank you so much and have an amazing evening. 2 more calls and we'll call it today right here in the program so I can take your WhatsApp messages and your comment on our YouTube platform. Just 2 more calls and we'll call it a day right here on the program. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. You have 2 minutes. What's your name and location, please?
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and location?
Good evening, my sister.
Hi, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
My name is Richard. I'm calling from Qatar, Doha.
Welcome, Richard. Let's hear from you quickly.
Yeah. I want to greet my daddy that is there with you. Daddy, I greet you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. With regards to what is happening, the issue of the bandits killing the general, you see what we are talking about. This is not the first time these bandits have been committing havoc in the north. But look at what happened. In Okowa. Look at the kind of action the military took.
Mr. Richard, okay, you're talking about Okwama community, right? But we're talking about insecurity today, but actually not in that aspect. What we discussed today on insecurity was the National Security Advisor saying before now, about 2,600 people used to be killed monthly by bandits, but it's now been reduced to 200, courtesy of this current administration.
It's good, my sister, yes. You see now, after now, they say that we are the ones making Nigeria as a laughing stock in the face of the international people. How can the National Security Advisor come out and say such kind of a thing? That means our life as citizens has been reduced to number as a mere thing. If Nigeria is a serious country, if one person die, the president will suspend whatever travel he has overseas and come and make sure that that situation is taken care of. Human being, you are saying just 200, just. How can somebody say such a thing? And it's not only Nigerians that are listening to him. The whole world is listening. After he said that it's the youth, it's the Yahoo boys that are turning the name of Nigeria. This comment the National Security Advisor made has reduced Nigeria to nothing. It has reduced Nigeria to nothing. It's very, very unfortunate that this country is coming from the president, and he's bold enough. He's happy. And most of our media people, I don't know. I don't know whether you people fear these people to confront them with solid questions. When he said that thing before the media, I didn't see any media people there that asked him, "Sir, can you repeat what you said?" Show annoyance that, "Sir, how can you say such a thing? Are you saying that one person is not significant in Nigeria? You are saying 200 people, just 200, and you are calling it as an achievement. Fix your security very well. Fix like a woman, Mr. Obiore, has been saying. Insecurity, the way to solve security problem is to go local. If you come to Imo State, I'm from Imo State, I'm from Owerri North, I'm from Orata. If you want to solve security problem in Orata, where I come from, it will be people around my village people will be able to solve that security problem. You cannot call somebody from Enugu. You cannot call somebody from Enugu to come and solve a problem in my community, Urata. So they should go local. They know this thing, but they don't want to do it because they are benefiting from the insecurity in Nigeria. That's the thing. It's very sad that such a man with his position, national security advisor. My sister is very, and even as I'm talking, I'm even annoyed. Thank you. You people are doing very good work. I really appreciate you people.
Thank you.
I just came back from work. I'm not even taking my bath.
Thank you so much for calling. We really appreciate you. You're my final caller for the day. Welcome to the recap.
Yeah, good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
This is Mr. Maya calling from Anambra.
All right, welcome, Mr. Nonye. Let's hear from you in a minute or two, please.
I'm calling from Anambra.
I can hear you, Mr. Nonye. Welcome.
Yeah. Please, we start facing the reality. That is when we will start seeing the solution to our problem in this country. Based on this insecurity in this country, how do you expect our leaders doing elections? They arrange money to make sure they cause havoc during election. They bring out guns and give people huge, even older people to gas on to shoot people. And you expect that kind of Nuru Ribadu to tell you that he loves Nigeria or he loves the citizen of the country. That is why they use the death of the citizen as where they play pool, they play bets, they play Babijabu. They use Nigerian lives because during election, you see these same people because you can't tell me, even the police work with them in destroying life and property during elections. And you expect that person when he goes to that place, you expect him to feel for you as a citizen of Nigeria. Somebody that has slapped you, somebody that gets somebody gone to go and destabilize the environment. Do you see that person that you have feeling for citizens of the country? And you will see the youth trying to kill, trying to slap person, trying to destroy somebody because of one politician. And when that politician gets there, you see insecurity everywhere. The politician will just concentrate on picking up the money that's in the money he has invested, because that is how they put it. That is what they have invested. Because during the election, they spent hell. So they now start taking the money, and you expect that person to come and take if you die or you are alive.
Thank you so much.
They say this, we are ash, we are this, but we are feeling this was how Fela was saying the truth at the time. Fela that he was destabilizing the country. Danny Fayemi was saying the truth and they started that he was destabilizing the country. Now what is happening? Who is not destabilizing the country? Even the religious people are not helping matters. Because during that election, these same politicians will still go there. Because they know the religious leaders.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling. You're my final caller for the day. Go on, Mr. Noske.
I want to react to what the guy from Doha said about Nuhu Rebadu, saying that the debt had reduced from
260 to 200 per month.
2,000 to only 200. In 1978, Amadu Ali was the vice chancellor of ABU, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and there was a scuffle, and 3 people died. So the vice chancellor said, after all, it is only 3 people that died. that statement led to protest in all the universities in the country. Because he said, after all, it's only 3 people that died. That single statement led to protests in all the universities in the country, 1978. Even when Ahmadu Andi was to become the national chairman of PDP, that issue came up. People protested because of that statement. Understand? So what this thing, and now somebody say that it is only about 200 people are now dying, and everywhere was calm. So it means that quality of life is has reduced gradually, that's drastically in the country. That's why 200 is only. America is about 350 million people. 200 people don't die in America every month due to insecurity. So this simply shows that Nigeria, life in Nigeria is now the same thing with hen. Understand? And it's very, very unfortunate.
All right, then. You're still listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. It's time for me to take your comments on YouTube and your messages on our WhatsApp platform. Beginning from YouTube, we have Ray Abwa asking, now statistics we go chop with a big laughter emoji. Advanced Adam says, yes, so Obina statistics we go chop. Amos Idris says, Lagos State government has money to have electricity. Or SARS says, the APC government keeps disappointing us with their words and actions. How will any government allow WAEC, which is funded by the Nigerian people and not APC, delete a masterpiece that would help? Osagai Wellington Double says, Peter Obi said what we need to grow Nigerian economy is reverting to production of goods and services. Madwagun Kema Kolam says there's no lies and deceit that can grow a nation. Oracle Man says Nigeria was not programmed to fail. The civil war never ended with the Hausas. All Nigeria fiscal policies is to ensure that businesses never thrive because it's the Igbos that are known for. I don't understand what you mean. Oracle Man says Nigeria need to re-dialogue so that the civil can truly come to an end. Destroying businesses like destroying Nigeria economy is just like saying that the Jews should be targeted in the US. What's that about? All right, thank you so much. Heading on over to WhatsApp. Good evening, Mr. Noske and Choma. It's just Choma, right? Thank you. 1. In Nigeria, felony cries, I go pay. 1 misdemeanor cries, Okay, on October 14, 2000, Chinagorom Onoha, popularly known as African China, released Mr. President, a conscious song about the government's failure and its impact on the Nigerian masses. 2. It is quite unfortunate that as Nigeria experiences heat wave across the country, was still battling with inadequate electricity, was sleeping outside due to lack of ventilation. Solutions. Mr. President, it's about time you at all costs fought for it, grabbed it and run with our economic challenges. Chisco from Ijegun, Ijagemo, Jagajaga Road. Okay, I believe these are Allah Adewale saying, Nigerians, be mindful of your mental health at this time because the government has put the country into woro confused state tailspin. Good evening to you all in the studio. I don't believe this country is going to be better again, considering the fact that we have greedy leaders and selfish followers. Please, what I personally need is the service and mentorship of someone like Mr. Peter Anosike. Let me know where to stand before the worst happens. Please connect me to Mr. Peter Anosike through this my WhatsApp line. Thanks and God bless VOP. You didn't say your name or where you're calling from. Okay, scrolling up, I can see Raphael from Oshodi. When I see this message, I just know it's from Dayo from Fagba. Evening, Chairman, Mr. Anosike, my journalist of the year for this government, loyalty, now cash and carry. Everybody gets agenda. Okay, it is a shame. Good evening, Choma. Our rulers are not ashamed of themselves. Ordinary power is what Nigeria is talking about. Shame to them all. Chinedu from Yaba. Good evening. I noticed that it's only in Nigeria that government officials loot for their generation yet unborn. Our government only collects looted and recycle it again by looting same money. Passy from Ijegun. All right. Finally, good evening, Mr. Nosuke and Chioma. How can the president say doctors should go away, that they will train another ones? Does he consider the lives of the poor masses? Do you know how expensive it is to treat even the least illness? Can you imagine? They just concluded Malaria Day. There was no single mosquito net anywhere around Ojo. Do you know how many Nigerians has lost their loved ones due to lack of food, good medicals, and insecurity? Nigeria can never work if all the states are not working to improve potentials. Why is the Nigerian youth so quiet about what is going on in Nigeria? Port Harcourt boy from Iba. Okay. Moving forward, I can see this. In fact, these messages are even much more than I thought. All right, moving forward, Wilfred from Surulere says, we're not ready to stop corruption. We're just joking. If we want to stop it, it's easy. Put into law death penalty for any public office holder who's involved in any corruption, starting from the president, the judges, all of them down to local government chairman. 2, every candidate who wants to go into any public office should sign a death penalty stating that if they don't fulfill their manifesto, they should be killed. The vessel. Number 3, put into law that no political office holder coming into office will be paid a dime, whether salary or allowance or any kind of finances given for the period of his or her first tenure in office. And if they go into second term, they should only be paid salary, which will be the current amount of the minimum wage. I kind of like this. Let our politicians to also be collecting minimum wage. The number term a political office holder should be in office should be reduced from 4 years to 1 year. How about now? We'll be conducting elections every year. That should be put into our constitutional law. 5, destroy that fraud called 1999 constitution. Write a new fresh one which will include all the above listed. 6, destroy the fraud called Nigerian laws and create a new fresh one which will include all the above listed. Okay, thank you, lawyer. Thank you so much. I think that's all we can take for today. Our time is fast spent. But Mr. Nosuke, all of this advice, do you like it? What do you think about it? That Nigerian politicians should be collecting minimum wage?
Well, but if they are to be collecting minimum wage, so it means that the election has to be through crowdfunding, because they spend a lot of money to win elections, and they are giving this money to the masses. So it means that the masses have to be funding their elections, because what they do after spending, giving it to traditional rulers, women, youth, and so on and so forth, when they go into office, they recoup somebody use that word investment. They will recoup their investment and now save again for the next election. So, the masses who collect 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira are part of the problem. So it's not just the politicians. So we should stop collecting money from the politicians if we want them to serve us well.
All right, then. There you have it. That's all we can take on today's episode of the recap. I hope it's been insightful and educating for you. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you for sending in your messages. Thank you for sending in your comments on YouTube as well. It is a pleasure. Thank you to everyone who's watching us, everyone who called from the diaspora. I really, really, really appreciate it. It's always a fun time being here. We'll be back next Saturday, God willing. You can find me on all social media platforms at _the radio girl, and you can find Mr. Nosuke on Instagram at Peter Anosuke77, at Peter Anosuke77, at Peter Anosuke77. Have a good evening and God bless you.